And we're back. Long time no see, guys. So it's been a minute. It's been about, I'm not sure how long it's been, but it's been a while. I missed you guys a little bit. You know, just been hanging out, working, waiting for these 23andMe results to come back in. And finally, my results are in. I'm kind of really nervous. I don't know what to expect. I mean, I know what to expect. I expect to be black. Like, that's what I, you know, always know what I am. I'm gonna check them out live and in action with you guys, so you're gonna know as soon as I know whatever it is that I am. Let's get into these results. I'm gonna look them up on my computer because I'm recording on my phone, so I can't do both at the same time. So they actually texted me a couple days ago, and I've been waiting to look at these results because I wanted to record my ancestry composition. Okay, so all my friends, I talked to my friends for a long time before. I guess I should just tell you guys what I am. So I am 77.8% sub-Saharan African. The biggest region I have is coastal West African. That's 16.7%. Then I have 9.3% Congolese. Then the percentages get smaller, but then it just says 15.9% broadly West African. And let's see. I also got, okay, a big percentage of that as well is Nigerian. So it says I'm 19.9% Nigerian. So let's see what else we got. I also got, I got 21.3% European. We're just gonna, you know, take a wild guess as to where that came from. 7.5% of it was British, Irish, straight from the UK. And then, you know, French, German, and then Northwestern European, 7.1%. And then underneath there, I apparently am about 1% East Asian, like Indonesian, Thai, broadly Chinese, and Southeast Asian. The interesting part is that next to, well, as like a kind of subtitle to all my percentages and where they come from, it says, although we have detected such and such DNA in your ancestral breakdown, we have not identified more specific locations that your recent ancestors may have called home. You know, that kind of is what it is. My grandmother on my father's side, so my paternal grandmother, did a family tree a while ago. She's been working on it for a really long time, actually, and she tracked it back to some crazy year in like 1700s or something. And as far as she tracked it back, like, or I don't know, 1800s, I might be misspeaking, but as far back as she traveled, as far back in the, you know, our lineage as she traveled, she was still in America. So it doesn't surprise me that they can't really pinpoint where my ancestors came from. So let's see what else they have for me on here. Let's see the relative they found for me. There's no one on here that has more than 1% of DNA match with me. So that means they're not probably anybody who's in my family or my immediate family has done this test kit, which isn't surprising to me. It's pretty new, and a lot of older people might not do it. So they just don't have a lot of my relatives on here. 23andMe tells you a lot more as well. It tells you what your maternal and paternal haplogroups are. I am going to be honest, I have no idea what a haplogroup is. Random facts that come up on here. They say apparently my relatives are 61% more likely to be able to do the side splits, which is interesting because I can't do side splits. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not very flexible. still have no idea what the haplogroup is. And 31% of my relatives have British and Irish ancestry. Like, okay, I guess. Let's see. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Like, let's see what else is on here. I could also get my health genetic traits assessed on 23andMe as well with the same sample I already sent in. That would cost me extra money. So right now, I'm probably not going to do that. I probably will do it though when I consider having kids and everything like that, because I want to know what things I would potentially pass down to them and everything like that. So I think I'm finished. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little less I don't know. At the beginning of this, I thought it would kind of be like the commercials, you know, kind of like they show you in the commercial and they're like, you know, the person is so invested in their heritage now and they get, you know, the cultural attire for, you know, where their ancestors came from, and they try to get more involved in the language and everything like that. It's kind of a dichotomy to feel like part of your being is so invested in, you know, who you are and where you're from, but when I'm actually thinking about it now, I'm not sure how it plays into my everyday life other than presenting itself in my skin. I feel like it's just okay for me to be black. Like, it's okay for me to not be coastal West African American. Like, I don't feel like that fits me. I feel like I'm black. Sometimes I even feel like African American doesn't fit me because, like I said, I have friends and I know people who are very, very proud of their African roots that, you know, came with them in their culture, in their language, in the way they interact with the world, in their ideals, in their moral constructs and everything. It presents itself in every aspect of their life, and they're very proud of how that direct cultural impact has affected them and lives through them. And I would kind of feel very outside trying to attach that to myself simply just because I did a DNA test kit and it told me this is where I'm likely from. I don't know. It's a weird feeling to feel like you're a part but not. But I also feel very one is being black. I feel like being black in America right now is no longer something to be upset about. It's no longer something to be ashamed. It's no longer something to try to cover up or try to, you know, blend in and try to mix into something else or make it okay with society. Like, it's enough to just be black. I feel enough just being black. You know, I think it was a time when, like, probably when I was younger, where people tried to not be black. Like, people tried to kind of disassociate with being black. Kind of like, oh, well, people would say, oh, you know, I'm part, you know, Puerto Rican, or, you know, I'm part, you know, my grandpop is white, or whatever case may be. Like, people just tried to make themselves not black, or tried to have people look at them as not black or assume they weren't black. But it's always been weird to me just because people are going to assume what they want anyway. Like, people don't look at you, and even if, you know, there are people who are, you know, mixed, just one of their parents is white, one of their parents is black, and, you know, they look sometimes polar. So they could look all black or they could look all white. And in situations like that, you know, people are going to perceive you however they want to perceive you, no matter what your genealogy or your ancestry says. So for me, it's always been kind of a disconnect between what you are and what people perceive you to be. It's never kind of been that important to me what people perceive me to be. I will say that this test, now that I know where I'm from, it's definitely informative, but it's hard for me to digest just because I don't want to get into this mind state where it's like, oh, you know, now I know where my ancestors are from, so I need to be, you know, focusing on this, and I need to, you know, get back my, you know, African culture. Just because growing up in America, I have, you know, I've gone to school with friends who are Nigerian. I have friends that are, you know, West African. I have, you know, met people that are British or are Thai, and their cultures don't really line up with mine. Just because I was born here in America as an African American, just black. My parents were black, and their grandparents and everyone so far that we know or I've ever been introduced to in my life, in my lineage and my family, has been black. Me and one of my closest friends, we actually had a conversation when I started to do the 23andMe, and we talked about how, you know, as African Americans, it's kind of hard for us to pinpoint our culture just because of the simple fact that we're descendants from, you know, people who came from Africa, and our ancestors came from Africa, but that's not the culture that's instilled in us. I've had African food, like when I go to my friend's house that are African and things like that, but my parents could never tell me how to make African food. My grandparents couldn't tell me how to make African food. There's no piece of African culture that I can pinpoint right now in my life or in my upbringing, but it's hard for me to identify with African culture just because it's never been instilled in me. It's definitely enlightening to be able to see where all those percentages come from. So I'm black. This test confirmed what I already knew, and I'm happy about that. Like, for anybody out there who has any kind of speculations, like black, shades, colors, textures, eye colors, like, it doesn't matter. Like, still black. Yeah, so I think that's it for today, guys. If you guys liked my video, I hope you comment. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe. Please stay tuned in. I'm going to have a lot more content to come. I know I said that, but it's been a long time. But if you guys do like, subscribe, and comment, make sure you comment in the box below, because then you guys can give me feedback. It'll give me inspo for new videos and everything like that. I'm going to have a few more things coming up. I'm not sure which yet. Winter's coming. Fall first, which is my favorite season, so I definitely might end up doing like a fall haul or something like that for, you know, the upcoming season. So stay tuned for that. Comment below in the box, guys, if anything you want to see from me. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you have any questions. Just stay tuned and comment, like, subscribe. Please comment, like, subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe. Also, I have my other forms of social media: Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. They're all in my bio. Follow me on other forms of social media if you want to see me more often, because I know I don't get to post YouTube as much as I would like, okay? So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Please. All right, guys.